G'day, me again. Just come down here, give you all a bit of an update, let you know that I'm still around and still digging. So I've just, a couple of days ago I did a bit of jackhammering on the floor and in the entrance to what should become a tunnel. And I lifted up, I think 6 buckets of rock, because pretty much the only thing I dig out of here is rock. There's the buckets. I think that the width of the entrance is about right. The good thing about this is if it's a bit narrow, I can just dig off a bit more on either side and then it'll be wider. So that's good. I've started using a hose to dampen down the area before I jackhammer. I was using gas masks. I wasn't using gas masks. I was using dust masks, but they've been enshittified they've reduced the width of these straps. At least this batch has anyway. And they snap off. See, you can see a little tabby bit there, tabby bit there. They snap. Maybe because I've got a fat head. I don't know. But anyway, they're shit. So, and it's probably better anyway to just prevent the dust in the first place by hosing it down. So that's what I do. And it works really well. Only trouble is, if I come down here, but I've forgotten to turn the pump on, it's got a pressure pump. The other end of, that's actually the end of the third hose. It comes from the tank. And the tank's got a pressure pump. So if I forget to turn the pump on and come down here, nothing comes out. So I've got to walk back up to where the tanks are, which is about 3 hoses away, and turn the pump on. I may have done that a few times. Anyway, so that's it. Not much to say. Still digging. And I've started storing the jackhammers down here. It saves a bit of time, because I realise that it doesn't get very wet down here now with the roof. There's the roof. You've also on the roof before. So it doesn't get very wet. And I did come down here one evening when it was cold and there was no condensation down here. So I don't think they're going to suffer from condensation either. So that's good. And finally, I've been looking out on all the likely places for a new ladder, a different ladder, because this one, it's not really great. Every time I climb up it and down, I've got to make sure these things are in there so it doesn't want to fold up on me, because it's old and knackered and the springs, these bits of plastic broke away and the springs failed. Where's one? Here we go. Here's one with the spring still there. So it sort of tries to stop these pins from coming out. That's the only one that's still there. Oh no, there's one up there too. Anyway, I've got to make sure they're in. And it's probably not the best thing, and it's getting a bit short. So it's sticking out about 18 inches, so by the time I go down about 2 feet, it's going to be too short. So we're looking out for a ladder, preferably one continuous ladder. I'll climb up the ladder for some extra excitement. That's looking down the hole. Thanks for watching. Keep on digging.